6 years. That is the last time Nikola Jokic averaged less points per game than he is currently averaging. And normally when NBA players reduce their scoring, it's because of role, it's because of age, or it's because they're just straight up struggling. Well, what if I told you Nikola Jokic might be having the best season of his NBA career, and no one quite realizes why? 24 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 12 assists per game. I mean, how do you not laugh listing out those numbers that Jokic is currently averaging? And I know we have become so immune to these stats that even when I read them out, you're not surprised, and part of you isn't even impressed because we're so used to it. But you know what should impress you? He's on track to have the best playmaking season of his career, and possibly the best playmaking season in NBA history. And I'm not saying that just because he's already made some of the most ridiculous passes you will ever see 8 games into the season.
Oh, behind the back, oh, what a beautiful find! Jokic.
I'm not even saying it because he's averaging 12 assists per game. We have seen players average these kind of assist numbers before. What we haven't seen is a player do it with this efficiency, with this level of control, and with this level of dominance on the game. Just to emphasize what I mean, over the course of NBA history, there has been one player who has averaged over 11.5 assists per game and less than 3 turnovers per game in a season. That was Chris Paul in 2008. Currently, Nikola Jokic is averaging 12 assists per game and less than 3 turnovers. Not only is Jokic on track to have one of the highest total assist numbers ever, but he is on track to do it whilst barely turning the ball over. And I'm gonna say this again, but it goes even deeper than just that. It is the quality of assists. I am talking layup after layup after layup after layup. I mean, he's creating some of the most easy and efficient baskets at the rim you will ever see. And that's not even including the plays that don't end in assists, like here where he has the ball at the 3-point line. He turns Jokic, draws the defense, and look at how effortlessly he lobs it to Watson. And apparently he's too open as he can't convert the dunk. Or how about literally a minute earlier, this time it's a pick and roll with Jokic as the ball handler, 2 defenders go to him, and look at the wraparound pass with the outside of his hands, finding Brown, who can't convert. Those are just a couple of examples that weren't assists, and this is not to say the Nuggets are terrible players, but it is to emphasize that almost every single possession, Jokic is creating a wide open 3-point shot or a wide open layup for his teammates. And let me just give you guys some numbers to back up what I'm saying. Over these last 2 games against the Kings and Heat, in which Jokic has had 30 assists, yes, 30 assists, 22 of those assists have resulted in layups. 6 have been threes, 2 have been mid-range shots. Obviously, I can't show you all 30 assists. Well, I could, but this video would be 30 minutes long, which some of you sickos would love, but we're not going to do that. But just watch here. As Jokic gets the ball at the top of the key, AG cuts on Russ' backdoor, and immediately he finds him for the dunk. Or how about here, where Jokic casually strolls up the floor. Johnson curls around like he's going for the handoff, but the defender plays that too aggressively, so he cuts backdoor, and of course that pass is in his lap for the layup. And this is part of the reason why you almost can't reach the level of playmaking Jokic has reached. Because whilst Jokic might be the most talented passer ever, he plays a style of basketball that is so unique and so unselfish that players move in ways that you don't normally see when the best player has the ball. When you are a 7-footer, a center doing this, it opens up the game in ways that we haven't seen before. And then you take into account that guys like Brown, Gordon, Bruce Brown, Murray have all spent years with Jokic and understanding when and where to get the ball, and you see a level of playmaking that I think it's fair to say is unlike anything we've ever seen. And when you're this good, you could just really do what you want. Like this play, which I saw during the Heat game, that I found hilarious. Gordon gets the rebound, falling to the floor. He finds Jokic, and watch here as Jokic brings the ball up the floor. And he just waits casually for Gordon to get back up the floor, and guess who he finds cutting to the basket for the layup. It seems like a small detail, but honestly, this shows how confident Jokic is in his ability and the team's ability. Because a lot of players would try to push the pace in this situation and force a shot up against a not entirely set defense. But Jokic would rather wait for his teammate to get back and the defense to set up, because he knows in a half-court setting, he's getting a great shot regardless. And what made this play even better is 15 seconds later, he did this.
Jokic has it. Alley-oop!
Nikola Jokic is just in control of every single possession. I mean, against the Heat and the Kings, it genuinely felt like whenever the ball touched his hands, there was going to be a layup, there was going to be an open three-point shot, or, he was also going to score as well. And what makes Jokic so different, so truly special, is he can do all of this. He can dominate the game so easily and effortlessly. The ball still doesn't stick in his hands. Right here are some of the guys who have been consistently in MVP conversations over the last few years. And next to those guys is their usage rate. Luka, Giannis, and even Embiid, in the 20 minutes a night he plays, has a ridiculous usage rate. Because once the ball touches these guys' hands, odds are they're throwing up a shot or throwing it to their teammate if they see two defenders. And then there is the usage rate of the 3-time MVP. Nikola Jokic ranking 78th in the NBA, just behind, let me check, Obi Toppin and Bilal Coulibaly, and just ahead of Bobby Portis and Jordan Clarkson. Yes, he is unlike anyone we have ever seen, and this ties into his scoring as well. Because I mentioned it earlier, this is the least number of points he has averaged in 6 seasons, and some people would look at this as him struggling to score. Oh no, he's shooting 61% from the field, a career high from the line, and in the last 2 games when he actually needed to score, he averaged 34 points on typically great efficiency. But what Nikola Jokic wants to do is set up his teammates. What he wants to do is find Cam Johnson and get him into rhythm, get Jamal Murray into rhythm, get all of these guys going, because he knows when he needs to score, when the team needs him to score, he can still be one of, if not the best scorers in the NBA. And this is what is so funny about Jokic. He is on track to have one of the few seasons in NBA history where someone has averaged 24 points per game on 60% from the field, and the scoring is the 4th most impressive part of his game right now, as he leads the league in rebounds and assists, and leads the league in plus-minus as well. Even in a season where Jokic is not shooting the ball like he has in the past, he might be having the most impact he's ever had. And he's doing it in a way that I don't think anyone has ever done it in NBA history. And if you want to hear me continue to talk about Jokic and the Nuggets and the NBA, subscribe to the channel. It's free. Dropping a like would be cool. Have a great day.